Hello, Dr. Kat here. Thank you for visiting my channel. Please click below to like and subscribe and enjoy the video. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Kat, and in this video, we're going to talk about parts and what that means, or part-time personalities. A lot of you are probably hearing those phrases around. I've got to console my parts, or parts work, or internal family systems work. And I just want to clear up what a part is, because I think there's some confusion. So parts are things like our aspects of our personality, like our pleaser part, which can be very codependent, or our protector part, which can, get angry and can have some intense boundaries, or our perfectionist part that's always trying to fix ourselves and do everything right, and our wounded inner child part, the rejected one, the exile. Those are some of the examples of parts that are just aspects of our personality, but I want to describe how they're created and what they actually are so that you can get a better understanding of when the part becomes activated. So maybe it's like your wounded child and you're feeling terrified and fearful or shameful. You can have a better understanding of what you're working with. So parts are simply aspects of our identity that were created when we were in a time of stress that we weren't able to process with our nervous system. So think of it that you've got this personality structure, which I'm just going to draw in a circle, and some type of stressful event happens, some type of either trauma or even small traumas like stress happens. So some type of event happens and kind of gets into your nervous system, into your experience, and your personality at the time, your nervous system at the time couldn't handle it. It was too much emotional flooding, too much for your consciousness to hold space for and integrate. And what can happen is there can be a fragmenting inside of us, a fragmenting where parts of us split. And now we have two aspects of ourselves. We've got a part of us that is feeling scared, and a part of us that is our main personality. That's what I describe as the main personality. So these parts can get created. That can be the pleaser, the perfectionist, the controller. And really, it's just a neural network, a memory structure of a time when we weren't able to hold space for the emotion that was happening in our nervous system. So now here we are, all grown up, and we have sometimes a self that's got it all together, and you're calm, you're regulated, and then all of a sudden some type of event happens that triggers these memory structures and awakens them. And that event causes these aspects of your personality to dominate your brain state. So all of a sudden you're feeling terrified, or all of a sudden you're feeling angry and defensive like a protector, or all of a sudden you're trying to fix yourself like the perfectionist. And you're like, what just happened to me? I was feeling okay and now I'm not. Well, a part of you took over your brain state and is dominating your awareness. But these parts are not you. They're neural networks, they're memory structures. And yes, we need to kind of treat them like little aspects of ourselves to be able to basically bring them back inside of us, inside of our active experience, and hold space with them, hold them, grieve with them, comfort them, things like that. And that's a whole process called inner work that we work on in the level 2 mentorship of Primal Trust, where we are working on our limbic system and how the limbic system gets involved. We're working on our somatic nervous system, the ability to hold presence in our body when we're having a brain state that feels hijacked, and this process of discovery and discovering what's inside of us. So that's a little bit about parts. They can show up in lots of different ways. There can be a part that shuts down and gets overwhelmed. You can have parts that feel insecure. You can have parts that are like to-do-aholics that like to save others and rescue others. There's all different ways that our inner world can show up based on how we had different emotional events in the past that we weren't able to fully integrate. The good news is that eventually we can integrate all of these parts. Not that we don't feel them anymore, but we can hold space for them and not have them dominate our active experience. And again, that's a whole journey and a whole process that I teach. I just wanted to be able to give you a little understanding of what parts are or part-time personalities are. So thank you so much for listening.